Welcome to my stream. Welcome. This is my stream. Welcome to my stream. Welcome to my stream.
What is up, everyone? Bradley Jack Design here with another lovely day of making something. Let's see, we've got microphone test 1, test 2. The text is working, so that's good. Garcia Studios. Let me pop this out. I haven't gotten this to work. This new round of streaming. Like that subscriber count up there, it's wrong, but hopefully the chat works. So it's working now. That's good to see. So is there anything you want to see me make today? Right now, I'm not really certain what I want to do. I got a couple images of Rome Odunze that I can do something with. It's mean mugging than this. And then this is like the only photo of Rome that exists. I was just working on something for them, actually. Ironically, I was working on something should be pretty good. Pretty pumped about how it looks for how much time I put into it so far. I actually have some edits I humorously could do on stream, but I'm not going to. So here's the thing. We can do a Rome Odunze graphic. I'm gonna quickly cut this out. And I'm going to do that so I can see what kind of composition we can make with this. Because, like, this isn't, like, I don't know. He just looks pissed. So, like, do we even want to do that? Select subject. Mask. Save. To here. Go back here. Right click. Replace contents. Do this. Right click. Replace contents. Do this. So, like, you know, we could do the old, here's a guy, make this large, here's a guy, Rome Odunze, something, you know. I don't know if I want to do that, though. Just because these are the only two photos of Rome that exist on the internet. From what I've seen, at least. In uniform, because they've played 2 preseason games. He's gotten, like, 3 catches. So we might do Caitlin Clark instead. Up to you guys who are in the chat, the 3-ish of you. We can figure something out. Make a Caitlin Clark graphic instead, because why not? Let me hit a couple buttons here. All right, let's do Caitlin Clark instead. We'll just delete these. Go over to my best friend, Google Advanced Image Search. Let's look for photos that are only 4. Let's do 6. 6 megapixels or larger. And go from here. Actually, I humorously made a Caitlin Clark graphic, actually. It's for STN for them. Let me find it. Share it with you on stream here. I moved it so it's like gone. I cleaned up my computer, so like there's a bunch of stuff that's just all over the place. Did I have motion to this? No. I think they just wanted me to have edits to it. Here, let me open this up. See if this is what we're talking about. They wanted something honoring her. Oh yeah, it looked like this. And there were 2 versions of it, so done this before. A couple things. We did stuff with red or I did stuff with red, so we're gonna avoid red. We're gonna use just whatever her usual Fever jersey is. So we're gonna do, let's just look for photos in the past year, which is still gonna give us Indiana, or it's still gonna give us Iowa photos. So let's do tools. Let's do the past month. Let me tell Twitter that we're making a Caitlin Clark graphic. Oh, but first, let's do this real quick. I made this because I made this for the Pacers. Let's just do a quick quote tweet. Another one for STN Digital. They came to the right guy with this one. Boom. Cool. Okay, so I didn't tell anyone we're doing Caitlin Clark, so let me do that. But first, I'm gonna zoom this camera out just a little bit. It's funny, this like camera zoom, it like works, but then doesn't. I don't get it. Whatever. It's gonna randomly zoom in on my face out of nowhere, so. Let me tell everyone we are making a Caitlin Clark graphic on stream. And then let me copy this. Boom, boom. Oops. Back. Post. Okay, cool. Okay, so Caitlin Clark. This is hilarious. Like, we should use this, but we're not going to. I don't know what kind of graphic we want to do. We could do a card. Like, they just now have some rookie cards of hers that exist with her in a Fever jersey. It's not this one. There's a different version of this card. But we'll see what is out there. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a range of images. And I might not find them because I'm searching such a high megapixels. Caitlin Clark. So we'll do 4 megapixels instead of 6. And then we'll do in the last year. That way it's not going to give us anything from earlier years at Iowa. So let's see here. This is what I do if I'm making something for fun. I'll just go through here and just be like, okay, what exists? What can I find quickly through Google searching of Caitlin? So like, there's obviously this easy, nice photo here. You know, Media Day. I could search, and I don't want to search Fever Media Day. We could search for Fever Media Day photos. Like, this seems like a good shot. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open these in new tabs. But here's the question. We want a, do we want a white jersey or do we want a navy jersey? And that's going to play into what we're going to do in the back. The issue is I'm not finding a lot of photos I like, which is a problem. Because if I want to make something cool, I need cool photos. If I don't have cool photos, I can't make something cool. It's like there's this, and there's this. Let's pull this up. Click. Okay, we got this image, and we have this image. We've got 2 photos of Caitlin. I don't really know what we want to do stylistically. I'm just trying to find photos first. And what we can do too, sometimes we can just search for Caitlin Clark. I'll just do in the past month. So it's pretty much only going to be Indiana. This is a funny photo. We'll just download it just so we have it. Because we can just manipulate it and be like, oh yeah, she's saying that's insane to just anything, you know. This is a good photo, except we've got an arm in the way we could probably get rid of. We can probably salvage this. Let me look at this. Grabbing jersey. So we can Gen fill this out. It's not going to say Salesforce anymore. And then we can probably gen fill in the rest of her foot. We'll grab this, but we might not use it. Is this where we're looking? Yes, we're looking here. Like how half of these images are her like complaining calls or like being mad. And here's the thing that's frustrating. So like, they need more WNBA photos. Like if I look up any sort of rookie in the NBA or whatever, photos for days. But like they're just not a ton in here. And I mean, I'm only searching back like a month, but and honestly, if I had a Getty account and like found these the normal way, like there'd be a bunch of stuff to use, but doing that. We're just doing whatever. So this is gonna be the fun part of the stream. Finding images. But if you don't know how to find images, this is an easy way of doing it for stuff just to get better at whatever you're doing. Okay, let's pull some of these into Photoshop. What we got? Okay, downloads. What did we find? We got 4-ish photos. Generic photo of her standing, doing nothing. Her eyes are a little weird, so we might fix that. Normal action shot. So actually I want to go back to this action shot because it's clipped at the bottom, and sometimes it's because of this. At the end of where it says JPEG question mark, delete that, and then you get the full image. Boom. Great. So I can delete this image and replace it with this, and now it's a full-size version of that. I like this image of Caitlyn here. So we're going to use this as like the main big part. What are we doing? I don't know. So stylistically, let's head over to Pinterest and see what's in here. See what kind of flavor we want to do with this. Hey, look, it's my Obi Toppin graphic. That's right there. This is right there. Signed by Obi, so even better. Let's see here. I kind of like this. We could do something cool like this with the background and something with a little bit more simplicity in the front. I've been on this like silhouette kick of things. So maybe we rock and roll with that. Okay, so I'm gonna look up Fever hex code just to figure out what the hex code is for the Indiana Fever, and we'll use these colors. So you know what? Let's make the background red. So we'll go down here, solid color, paste that in there. Background red. We got rid of our, no, it's right here. Okay, so I'm gonna download this. And I'm gonna look at some stuff down here. Like, I like this Quentin Tarantino-esque text. So we might try and find something like that. Let's try and find that now. Let me continue with Google and sign in here real quick. You guys enjoying this lovely Monday? It's actually good weather here in Ohio. Okay, so we're signed in. I'm gonna browse all fonts. If you don't use Adobe Fonts, you should use Adobe Fonts because it comes with your subscription. I usually sort by newest just to see what's up here. So I was looking up for stuff for enshrinement. I spelled it wrong here, but I was doing something. I was mocking a card up. Clark. So Clark. So if we want to do something similar to this here, we need a serif font with a lot of contrast that is narrow and thick. So we want this, this, and this. And it's kind of tall. Yes, the Devin Hester enshrinement. I reached out to him to see if he wanted to collaborate with me and do a sports card. Trying to be like Tyson Beck. What's up, Miguel? So we'll see. I've got I got a sample sheet of some cards in for Dayton that I've showed a little bit online. And they look very high quality compared to like what Panini does. It's the same. Not varnish. Lamination they put on top makes them real thick. It's kind of nice though. So we're looking for a font that looks like this. And we kind of had one here. Like this TT Ricks is kind of that, but not. So let's go to Envato. Envato is another website I like to use. Fonts, serif. Like, I'm gonna honestly search Tarantino. This is a nice little font. It's not what I want, but it's a nice little font. So I want something that's condensed, large poster, serif. It's pretty much all we're looking at. And I'm just trying to guess if it's something I'm gonna like. Now I don't like using as many fonts from here because the fonts that are on Adobe are a little bit, for the most part, are across the board just made better. In terms of kerning and stuff like that. What's up, Tyler? So I don't like looking on here all that often, but we can use the one we just found. Was that TT Ricks? All right, it's a weird name. So let's go back to here. And I like to draw boxes when I do text just because it's just my personal preference. I can align them left and right however I want. And then the Indiana Fever yellow I'm going to use. That's not where I put that. I put that here. And then this is Ricks, TT Ricks, bold. And then I would just drag this up like this. That's pretty good. So like, we're stealing the vibe. We're not stealing the whole composition or anything. We're stealing the vibe. And I think what we're gonna do is we'll do something similar to what I've done with some other graphics. And I'm just gonna steal the vibe of that. So we're gonna make something kind of retro, which is sort of the vibe here. But I made a Coco Gauff graphic that I really liked. And we're gonna find some old school elements that we can use in steel. Okay, so I'm looking on my computer. I'm sorting by size so I can see what was made. I think it's this here. I made this in January. This was 7 months ago. I guess that's right. So we're gonna open this up. I also did a Candace Parker one. We'll open that too. And we'll steal some elements from that, which will just expedite the process of what we're doing here. But we're gonna do something like this. And like this. The only reason I want to steal, here's what I'm stealing. I'm stealing these top layers. And the composition should be the same size. We're just going to paste them right on top. And then I can hide these. And then it looks like this. Color's a little bit different. We already have some stuff going on. Great. So those are up top. We don't need Rome. We don't need Rome. I'm also going to steal some of these women's basketball things. What is this? Can't even see this. Oh, it's because I have this. Let me turn all this stuff up. So for this, I used a bunch of elements I found on a website. I'm gonna like take all of these, but I'm probably not gonna use them all. I'm definitely gonna take Dribble. Oh, I have something selected. I'm gonna paste Dribble. Not give it a color overlay. Great. We don't need anything else from that. Oh, I need the frame. Is this the frame? No. This the frame? No. Wait, where's the frame at? Group. Copy. Paste. There. All right, so now we've got this. Now we're gonna make this though the same color as this. it looks like that. Cool. All right, we're gonna save real quick. Caitlin Clark vintage. Okay. I want to steal these basketballs. Steal a basketball. Paste a basketball. If you see something, say something. Candace Parker. I'm gonna steal some stuff down here. And we can find some other cool little basketball things to steal. Basketball. Paste. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and find stuff for Caitlin Clark. Fever, fire. These colors work well with flames. So here's what we're gonna do. I like going to a website called archive.org. This is just an internet archive. So I'm just gonna search the word fire because I kind of want to make this a fever fire thing. I'm going to go to filters, and I like to look for really vintage stuff. So I'm going to search from 1885 to 1940, which is going to give us 26,000 results. And I want images. So there's 2,000 images here of fire. Now these are images. I haven't had as much luck with images than I have with texts. And what text is going to do is going to basically show you a bunch of books that got scanned in. So see, this is circa 1995, but it says 1940. So like, why is it showing up? But what I'm looking for is I'm just looking for visual things. So I'm gonna search the word fever. And we want text. And I want it from, I don't know, 1900 to 1965. 1900. Just narrowing the results. So like here's just like a little example. Like here's a random book called Carrying It's a Fever. But maybe I like this text. I can steal this text. Maybe I take this thermometer and steal this and use this somehow as an element. So I'm going to we're going to hop into the sources, into the image, and I'm going to click on this guy, pull over my panel here, copy paste. I don't want it to scale though. Can I just do that? And then here is the book. Save image to download. So we've got one thing, and that's just we haven't found what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like the word fever, like with something cool. A lot of this is going to be bad, like stuff, but like right here, yellow fever. So this is like cool looking. It's cool looking words. One thing I recommend doing, let me go back. I'm going to just search the word thermometer. And again, I'm going to go with text. You can do images. Images is just fine. But sometimes you get some cool textural elements here. So I'll do 1885 to 1950. And a lot of this is where, you know, what is some inspiration we can get? So like here's a thermometer ad from Chicago from 1933. Like this is kind of cool. So how come maybe we can use this? So I'm going to save this image to downloads. Sometimes it'll let you save the image to download. Sometimes it won't. But we're just looking for anything and everything. So what I did for that Coco Gauff graphic was I looked for historic stuff with tennis. I'm going to search catalog. So like obviously we can just like download this. This is just like a photo of a thermometer. Sure, why not? Kind of nice. 1925 to 1976. I'm basically trying to find stuff before like 1990, when like print was actually like print and the internet didn't exist as much. So all this stuff right now, Not very cool. Nothing crazy yet. One thing I will show you, I don't know if I have them on here. I think I might have gotten rid of a lot of them. But we're just looking for inspiration. So if I search basketball, it's going to show me a bunch of basketball stuff. So like, here is a Taito Tetronics basketball game. This is the catalog for it. So like this word basketball is awesome. We're going to save that. We're going to use it. You could use this. You know, maybe there's a controller at the bottom you want to use or something like that. You know, if we wanted to say this basketball drills thing. Like this is a cool hoop. So I'm gonna just kind of pull up the source code a little bit. Go to the images. Find this front part. Copy this bad boy here. Maybe we get rid of the scale. And it's so pixelated, but we have this like vintage looking, we have this vintage feel we want to get with. So it's all about like, where can you find things that will help you elevate a design? So I can hide all these. You know, we've got this basketball here. Maybe we just go like this and we go swoopy, swoopy, swoop. And then we just mask that, set it to multiply. Go to the adjustments, go to levels, move the white point over, and now we have a basketball hoop that we can put somewhere. So maybe we have this be like some element like this, where it is, you know, intertwining, playing around with this Clark somehow. So maybe it's on here and this is set to like overlay and this is set to like that. You know, maybe it's something like this. Oh, except the overlay doesn't work because it's changing the white. So we need to go in here and we need to see if the current layer is white. We need to not have it do anything. So now we have this. What if I set this back one to overlay? Overlaying on red doesn't do a lot, but it's just like this little texture. Actually, if it's doing it on both, we can just do that and set it to 100. And maybe we put it on top of this to purposefully break the edge. Who knows? I like this women's basketball thing we've got on here. I've got this women's, I forget where I pulled that from. Could be from anything. We're going to get rid of the basketball though, because I want to use this basketball. So we're going to grab this. We're going to mask it like that. I'm actually just going to put it in here. And just kind of go like this, because it's going to change the hue and saturation. It's going to make it black and white, which it doesn't really need to, but we can turn it on and now it's basketball. Set it to multiply. Women's basketball. Maybe we make this into like a cover or something like that. I'm gonna hide the basketball. And then this, where's this dribble at? I have it labeled. Okay. So based on the photos we have, like this is a nice photo for a cover. Let me put some of these above so we can see this. I like this photo a lot. I really want to be able to use this. So let's try and use this. So we'll do select subjects. Click on Caitlin here. I'm going to select mainly Caitlin. We need to say select this ball as well. And then we'll just add her arm, this arm back in later. It'll be fine. Okay, so we'll do select and mask. And we'll go in here and use my best friend. So we're gonna add this on. So what's going on over here, right? So I'm gonna add all of this back in. These are settings I like to use. If you want to steal them, feel free to do so. Again, I really want this to zoom out. There, okay. Zoom in a little bit. Just zoom out. Yeah, there. We'll put me right here. Better. Okay. So Where's Caitlin's jersey here? Who knows, right? I don't know. Do you know? No, you don't. So we're just going to draw a line. Because nobody knows. Doesn't matter. Just make it a round fake jersey. Great, we did it. We're going to be adding a little bit of some vintage effect to this, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but we do want it to be, you know, solid. So we're going to go over here. We're going to erase out this arm. And come around here and figure out where her hand curves around. Kind of like that, but not really. We'll go ahead and fix it a little bit. Okay. So with this, we just want to make sure that anything that is inside, anything that's pink is going to be hidden. So we want to make sure that her arm and stuff is all good to go. I don't think that did much there. Okay. Go up here. I like to use a hard brush for a lot of what I'm doing here. That way I can have nice clean edges, and then the settings over here will feather things appropriately if needed. But once you start cutting things out, like what do we need to do with the hair? Okay, well, we don't need all of her hair. We can just go like this. Fix her hair up for her. We're doing her a favor. She doesn't want these frizzy ends. We'll go, okay, I got you. Don't worry. Nice. Really straight pony. Easy peasy. Now we will have to tweak. It's lagging and catching up. We will have to tweak over here a little bit. So we want to make sure her face is in here. Oops. So we'll do her face like that. She's got a goofy look on her face because her tongue is sticking out. But that's how things are. Like, it's not easy to find, like, she's not going to be smiling during this, like, oh, hi. She's not going to be cheesing doing this. She's going to have her tongue out because she's playing basketball. Back up here. I don't really care what this looks like, so we'll figure that out later. I really want to get the whole basis of what she should be looking like. I think her arm actually comes out a little bit like that. Make this a little bit smaller. Make this larger. Make this larger. Not larger, but adding it back in. And we're going to use her whole body here, so we want to make sure everything's nice and smooth. Like, it's trying to figure out where shorts are because the background is so close in color, so we don't need to worry about that. The top of her shorts back in. Her arm looks pretty solid. We're going to grab a refine edge tool to put her finger back in. We're going to take this out. We're going to use a brush and add this back in. And I'm going to use the refine edge to just refine the edges inside here. See what this gets rid of. Hey, got rid of pretty much what I wanted. But we can add stuff back in that it didn't add correctly. Sometimes it's finicky. I'll hit B, which is the shortcut key to go to this brush, and then it doesn't switch over. Which is a little bit of a bug, I think. I don't know if it's a system bug or if it's a Photoshop bug. I'm sure other people probably run into the same issue. All right, let's keep her shoelaces in this week. Last week we cut some shoelaces out. We pulled a Tony. I'm going to call that pulling a Tony, and Tony will appreciate that. If you've been here before, you know who Tony is. Tony works for the Magic. Let's add her shoe back in. I'm going to hold down the shift key to draw some like straight lines just to see where they go. I don't really like it, so we're going to remove a little bit, and that is what her foot looks like. Congratulations. Let's go over here to our other foot. Okay, this is the trouble area. So what we want to do is we want to draw in a fake foot, kind of like that. And be like, this is what her foot looks like. Probably, I don't know, it's going to be in the back, and it's a little blurry already, so we can kind of fake it. We'll grab the refine edge tool and refine edge a little bit of this, a little bit of that. get rid of this, add it back in. And in the final composition, we can probably blur that a little bit. Because this back leg is a little wonky. But it's not in focus in the original image, so what are we going to do? Okay. So that's probably good. This is Caitlin. So I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to come down here. And I'm going to go like this and hit Gen Fill. And I'm just going to hit Enter. So theoretically, it should fill something in. And I want it to fill in like sort of like this. It's like that's better than nothing. It does not look good. So I'm just going to go like this. And use the stamp tool and just be like, yo, this crazy shoe she's got on. Which, you know, as you can see, looks terrible. And I got an area over here I need to fix. Oops. So this is, what am I doing here? I have a brush. I'm just brushing. Okay. And one thing we could do is we could probably delete this, duplicate this, grab this shoe. Oops. Group this together, mask it, delete, take this, group down here, put this down here, drag this over, and rotate it so it kind of fits. So it looks like a shoe. So we'll go in here and we'll go to Edit, Puppet Warp, and then we'll Puppet Warp the crap out of this. Mainly just so it has like some of the same textures. And then we just need to remember to blur the crap out of it because it looks really bad. There, see? Shoe. We'll cover that. We'll just cover it in the other graphic because it does not look good. Okay, this is gonna look a little bit better. So we're gonna go here, grab this hand. And I really only want to grab the hand. I don't want to grab much around it, and then gen fill this. This should gen fill pretty decently, except for where the text is. So I might remove the text completely where it says Salesforce because it's gonna look really sus. But I mean, this looks kind of fine for what we want. Does that look better? Maybe. Does this look better? No. We'll do this. It's fine. And then we'll just gen fill out Salesforce because we can. Buy Salesforce. Gen fill. Then gone. That'll take a hot sec to do. Let's go here. Just hit a button. Don't know why this is doing that. Things are breaking. Weird. Okay. So now we have this photo of Caitlin to use. Okay, great. So we'll just put this all together in a thing. And we'll do a little bit of editing to it. I'm just going to use this. I actually really like this Princeton one I've been using. I have a action to edit photos Princeton gives me. Sort of the set look of how I edit their photos. I just like how it looks sort of across the board. Except in that I have it kill all of the blues because they're gray and orange. So I like to get rid of all the blues. So in this camera raw filter, I need to get rid of this color mixer. And then we can save this as CC. I don't know. Save it to my desktop. Sounds good. I'm going to cheat, select all, modify, contract 1 pixel, and mask this out. Okay, so now we'll go here. We will replace contents with this. Now we have this nice cutout photo of Caitlin. Put it in front of the text. So it looks kind of like this. Now, looks kind of funky. Let's grab this basketball. see if we can't make it look like it should just cover here. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here because this is a smart object, go in here because this is a smart object, and just get rid of whatever we did to the shoe. So it's not super busted and look really bad. There, now when we cover it up, we just cover up this little part that doesn't matter. We put something there. You know, we put the Fever logo. We'll figure it out later. Okay, so we've got Caitlin Clark. We have basketball and women's. We might move that because it doesn't make sense with the composition. We'll make Caitlin a little bit smaller. And we'll make a new smart object via copy. We're going to try and use this for the shadows, but I don't think it's going to work. Basically what we're going to do is we're just going to undo everything we did. Yeah, there aren't really any shadows in this, so we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to make our own. So I'm going to go down here. We'll go to these shadows here. Put shadow. Make sure we're using black. I'm going to turn this to a smart object. Put it right here. Make a new shadow. This is an elevated foot shadow. And we'll do something like this. Make it nice and large. Go like that. Make it a smart object. Blow it up. Line it. Put it over here. Hide the line so we can see what's going on. I feel like her foot's really awkward here. It's because she's not touching the ground. She's actually floating a little bit. So I think that makes a little bit more sense. And this needs to be tighter and a little bit more narrow. We'll make a new layer. We'll add another one of these foot shadows to it. I like this one. You can just flip it around. Take this, flip it around, put it here, set it to like 30%. And now we have some shadows that work pretty decently. Shadows. I spell shadows like that all the time. Shadows. All right, we're gonna go back to Caitlin Clark. We're going to make a solid color. I don't care what the color is. I'm gonna put it in the background. The only reason I'm doing this is because I'm gonna make a new layer on top of this to edit some of this stuff up here. So she's got this like weird shadow because, you know, she's trying to get around this other player. So I'm gonna go in here and kind of fake it out. Shoot. So I'm gonna do this and then sort of lighten her arm up, but try to do it naturally so we can't really tell. Like right here where her pinky is. So like, let's grab this color and paint it here. So now her hand looks like sort of a normal hand. It doesn't look like it is got this weird shadow on it. And I don't know what's going on right here. So we're gonna just mask this out. So we're gonna go, this is a finger. I think I'm basically just like kind of cutting her finger off. But she'll be fine. Kind of like that. This is a little wonky up here. We can fix that. Oops. And part of it is because of this actually here. So if we actually get rid of some of this, it's going to fluff her hair up a little bit better, so it looks a little bit more natural. But we're still going to get rid of some of it down here. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I am going to grab this selective color layer. The yellows I have it sort of darkening, but I really want to pop these yellows up. And I wonder if it's because of this. It's just camera in general. I want to brighten that up. Yeah, my blacks are a little too black. Let's go like -10 with that. It's going to brighten things up a little bit. Same here. This is the same layer. It's set to color. I think it's kind of not really doing anything. Some of these edits. I think I have this color layer here, which is kind of defeating the purpose of a lot of stuff. But you can see we've got Caitlin. We've got her shadows. We're going to link these layers together so we can move them around freely, and I think that looks pretty solid. I'm gonna grab this background layer. I've noticed if you multiply red on red, it doesn't do anything at all. So I'm gonna take this red color and make it darker. So I'm gonna drop the brightness a little bit. Kind of like that. Okay, save. So this is cool, this is fun, this is what we want to do. Let's take a quick break, actually. I want to play this hexcodal game real quick. This is the target. We had one of these the other day. So this is a light pink color. So, I don't know, it's like 4F. Oh, it's to like 7F. A bunch of light colors. But not really. Let's do 8989. Oh, it's completely wrong. Too much of the other one. Let's do DB 8A C5. You got all your junior designers hooked on hexcodal. See, this is much better, much faster. EB8 BB2. Damn it, it's BB1. EB8 BB1. Ah, it's BB0. Forgot it could be 0. I got it. Share my results. Copy to clipboard. I hate how it plays like this weird audio every time you do anything. Boom. Boom. Okay. Alright, back to what we were doing. I do like how this is basketball, though. I like arches. I like to put arches in my work. We're probably not going to do it here. Alright, so we've got Caitlin Clark. I think she's still like too light. I'm going to brighten it up a bit. But I think I can copy... Let me open up this Cocoa. I think I had a couple funky layers on top of Cocoa that we're going to use in Steel. But I made it, so it's fine. Yeah, it's like all of this weird stuff. Is it these? What did I do to this? Let's copy these over. Delete this, paste. Okay, I know what's going on here at least. Take this, drop, kaboom, 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 kaboom. Let's multiply screen, delete, screen, ooh, God, multiply. It's basically adding in black and adding in highlights. Oh, is this the drop blue? Yeah, okay, I don't want to do that. This is barely doing anything. Really what it's doing is it's messing up. This is what these look like. If we get rid of them, they look like this. It's adding in these white highlights and adding in these dark tones. Give it a little bit more of some flavor. I'm also going to take this. I'm going to go to Filter, Pixelate, Color Halftone. I'm going to set it to 4. And then, do you guys know what angles need to be in these channels? I don't know what good angles are supposed to be for this. Let's do 45, 90, 135, and then plus that would be 180. Yeah, it's like all straight across. Let's do 42, 69, 135, 180. So these actually have some pizzazz to them. I can then take this color halftone and double click this little spring guy here and set this to be luminosity and then set this to be like 25%. So now this has a color halftone to it. Now I think we're going to do that already later on. So like that's what these layers are. So I'm going to add these layers. I'm going to put these layers together and see what this looks like. And then let me add this color halftone. Usually I'll add the color halftone last on a separate file because I I can get them to be smaller. So like this looks cool. But I feel like these halftones are too big. So what I like to do instead is I make a new layer, open up that whole composition, change the width to make it 3 times as big, turn that to a smart object. Then I'll do a color halftone. Let me look up good halftone screen angles. Setting degrees for color halftone dialog box. They should be 30 degrees apart. Okay. Let's do 42, 72, 102, and 132. And I can hit OK. That actually does look pretty good. Now, usually what I'll do is I'll set this to be like 8. 4 or 8 or 6. Save it. I don't need to save this. Then when we go back to our normal composition, we've got this big ass thing, but we just make it 33.3333%. What's up, Felipe? And then we tone it down like this. Now, I think 8's too much, so we can go back to the color halftone and we can make it 4. Just gonna make the dots half as big, save it. I like to do this, I do things with intent. So I want it to be just a faint texture you can barely see, which is what we're doing here, because I set it to 50%. Hey Alex, what's up? So we got Caitlin Clark here. So these are layers that we're just gonna, like these layers up here, we're gonna turn all of these on at the very end. I'm gonna keep these on just so we can see some color stuff we're working with, but there's some color in here that we mess around with. Okay, so I'm gonna take this dribble text, I'm gonna rotate it around here, and we're gonna put it next to Caitlin. Now, I have a color overlay on this. Is the color overlay? Yeah, it's red. I want it to be... No, I don't want a color overlay. I just want to invert this and then set it to screen. Screen. But I need to go to adjustments, levels, go here. Then pull this bad boy. Oh god, no. It's inverted, so I need to pull this over here. Like a lot. Like a lot? What's happening? Okay, instead, we're going to use my best friend.
Radiant Man.
We're going to set this to normal. Hold on, what's going on here? Oh, it's because of this here. Okay. This is what it looks like. We want to invert it. Then we don't need to do anything. So never mind. You started using Bridge. Yeah, it's 100% better than Finder. It will bog your computer down. That thing takes up a lot of RAM. And it's kind of annoying, but it is nice. So I'm actually going to take this dribble text and go like this. So it's right here. I'm going to turn this to a smart object, and then we're going to go up to transform, and we're going to warp this. I don't like what it just did there. We're going to go into this. We are going to go up to edit. We're going to go to image trim. I can crop this, but what you can do is you can trim, and you can say, hey, take transparent pixels and just get rid of all of them all the way around. So now I can go like this, add like 1 inch to each side. And then if I go to edit, transform, warp, now it's only selecting this, which is good. You've gotten pretty slick with naming conventions to use Finder effectively to manage projects. Yeah, I'll use Finder most days. I will use Bridge if I want to visually look at something. This isn't really doing what I want it to do, but we'll see what this looks like. Because I want it to just like rotate around here a little bit better, and that's definitely not what it did. Like I should be able to take this, go to image, Let me puppet warp it. It'll let me puppet warp it fine. Basically, just want to take this and just do that. And then I can set it to screen, and it's just moving around the ball a little bit better. Dribble, there. We'll save for no reason. We will put our women's basketball back. Yoink. Do we want to say she's the face of women's basketball? We might. And quickly just like invert these and set them to screen, and it'll do this. We'll put this down in the corner. Now I want to make these yellow. Well, the easy way to do that is we'll combine them together. We'll make it so we blend in anything that's sort of dark, and then we can just add a color overlay. Nah, we don't want to add a color overlay. We want to put this in a group by itself and then add a solid color. I'm adding a solid color of black just because we're going to add this back in. What is it? FFCD00. We take it out of the group, apply it to the group, and then it just masks over it. But we can set it to multiply, which is also going to do the same thing. But now it's the same color as everything else, for the most part. Let's set this to normal. I want it to be set to multiply. I just want this to be a little bit better. There we go. All right, that's better. And I'm just using I'm just eyeballing the edges here to figure out where I want to put this. Okay, Caitlin Clark, women's basketball. I think I wanted to say like the face. I mean, I like this here. It says, here's another star I found. Let me show you what this is on. Where does it say that? It says it in one of these. Where is it? Not here, not here, not here. Right click this. It's right here. So I found that. And here's another star. This is a Dunlop Volley SS sports shoe from 1951. So I was looking at tennis stuff for that Coco Gauff graphic and found just cool stuff like this. But it says right here, and here's another star. So I said, great, let's use that. Saw it, loved it. You know, if you want to just, I would just pull these for text. So we have somewhere. Here's Photoshop. Oh, we're in Photoshop. So it says, you know, here's another star. This is in this group though. I don't want to do that because that's just gonna mess everything. Okay, we're gonna hide that for now. I kind of want to find something that says like the face of, like, because she's like now the face of women's basketball. The face of. I'm gonna search the face of and see what comes up. Now it's gonna show me just stuff, and then under these filters, sometimes it's like, do you want the exact stuff on there, or what do you want? I'm just gonna look up the word base. So I just want to find a word base, and you'll find like they've got music on here too. So you'll find records on there. Oh, our let me see this now that chat is working. I gotta scrunch this down. Let's drop this down a little bit more. And then we're gonna need to see if chat works again because it's now gone, but it's fine. So we'll go face. I'll go text. Oh, see? Like, look, we didn't even have to look at anything. So here is drawing face to face, Tim Bowers. Face. So we just have this say face. Oh, thanks, Alex. I wonder if they posted. There was a carousel they were supposed to post to Instagram. Yeah, this one looks cooler. Let me show you this. So this one's cooler, so it's a carousel progression of Obi dunking. So I'll have to save that. This is gonna look great. So I'm gonna steal this real quick. It originally too was just one. I originally did one with just one jersey because of the images I had selected. Let me pull up the full thing. Should be right here because I made this like last week. You would think, at least. Maybe it's on my other computer. Obi. I can't search Obi on my computer. It's just gonna be a bunch of stuff. It's right here though. It's a huge file. Alright, so we got that, so that's what we want. So we need to go back over to Photoshop, and this is going to load and open a 6 GB file. Just kidding, this is the one that got posted. So this is what it looks like as a full carousel. What is this? Is this the original one? This might be the original one, which I like a little bit better. It doesn't have as much variety, but it flows better because it is literally the sequence of him. It could also be nothing. Oh, yeah. I know what happened here. Hide. So, like this. Doesn't have as much pizzazz, but it looks nice. Okay, so go back to this guy. Okay, so what do we have? Oh God, how did that drag into? Okay, so I just want this to say the word face. So we're gonna grab this. Oh, I want the polygonal lasso tool just because. This couldn't be any more unserious. Mask. Copy. Delete. Paste. So I think we might have this say like the face of women's basketball up here. So I need to fix this though because I want this to say face. The funny thing about that Obi graphic, which I know Alex already knows, is like I live in Dayton, Ohio. I'm like 2 hours away from Indianapolis. And the Pacers have been hiring a senior graphic designer, which I would be the best candidate for. But they want someone in person, and I don't think I can make that slide because I live 2 hours away. I could be there some days, but not all days. If I could be there 2 days a month, you know, let's talk. So instead, I just do work for the Pacers still through STN Digital. Let's group this together. What does this look like inverted? It looks weird, right? It doesn't look too weird. Just need to adjust the levels to do that. No, they really want someone remote. I could talk to someone that works there that I've kind of chatted with before, but like I'm not what's the word? You know, I'm not blind to the fact that they want someone that they can have in-house all the time. which is fine. Like, that's what they want. That's what they need. That's their prerogative. Completely get it. Okay, let's do basketball. Something like this. I really like the shadows down here, sort of untouched. So I think that works out well. We need to link this together as well. Yeah, it's like, you know, they want... I get part of it. Like, they want people there in stadium so they can, like, work games and be on site. But also, like, I've worked live games before, like, for the Packers from my house, making stuff during a game. So, like, it's doable. But, you know, things are the way they are. Okay, so we've got base. Okay, this thing that says women's. Women's. I don't have anything named. Our design team makes remote work, but we also have the casinos all across the country, so we're very spread out. Where's that, Tyler? So this is women's basketball, you know, by itself. So maybe we'll use this, but I really just wanted to say of. But this is just Helvetica, technically. So, like, we can probably just do this. Add a solid color to the back and just type the word of in Helvetica. No. Smaller. Oh, Penn Entertainment. Yeah, okay. This is Helvetica, isn't it? Yeah. Pretty sure it's Helvetica, at least. It's close enough, at least. Put this here, make it a little bit taller. So it says of women's. We can sort of cheese this by going and doing a threshold above this and blurring this slightly. So we go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, convert to smart object. I'm gonna blur it 1 pixel. I'm gonna make a new layer on top of this that's white. And we're just gonna find a scratchy texture. BJD, brushes, scratch, click, there, and save that. Now it says of women's basketball and looks pretty much the same. So when we go back here, it says of women's basketball. So we can make it say the face of women's basketball. Great. Let's just take of women's and just sort of center it a little bit. Heighten up a little bit. Should just make it say the face of basketball, really. Just YOLO it. Okay, so we're gonna grab this. We've got face. We're going to put this together, do one of these, do one of these, go like this, and say, hey, anything that's black, ignore. So now it says face. Combine these together, combine these together, and now we can move this around. I don't know where to put this though, because I kind of needed to say like the in Helvetica, but not like a billion size, like 15. Make it lowercase. So we'll do the, and then we'll take face. I think what I need to do is I need to make face huge. and then take of women's basketball and make it smaller. Like this. And I kind of make this the same size as the other ones below. So it's like 11. Okay, so this is what we got going on. Looks kind of nice. Kind of like how this looks. I'm going to take all this text stuff and sort of put it in the same area so I know what the heck I'm talking about. Great. Text. Now, face is still doing some weird stuff. So we'll do that. And then drop it down a little bit. Now, I'm probably going to put this in a box. I'll put this in some sort of shape container. So we've got Clark here. We can put Caitlin up there somewhere. Let's look for the name Caitlin on here. Caitlin. Nope, don't want that. This is why I look on here. These are like texts, right? Texts. Giving me relevant stuff first. So like, I like how this says Caitlin. So, I mean, it's just sort of a, it's honestly, most of the reason it's probably like a sort of generic font. Like it's kind of Futura-esque. But it's printed already, so it's got some character to it. I'm going to get rid of this at the end that says scale and see what happens. I don't think it does anything though. Yeah, it makes it, okay, never mind. It allows me to do that. Okay, so we're going to grab Caitlin, put Caitlin here. And then we are going to just grab the marquee tool and do one of these. Yoink. Click. We're going to grab our dear friend.
Radiant Man.
Drag this over to make it, oops, black. We'll do this, make it black and white. And then I don't know where I'm going to put this, because I could invert it and sort of apply it to this, where this is set to screen and then this is a part of it, so then it just sort of gets out of it. So maybe I can read like that, where it says Caitlin Clark. You could say Caitlin over here. You could say Caitlin right here. The sky is the limit to what we can do. The ceiling is the roof, as Michael Jordan would say. I think her name is too big. What I might do instead is we'll just take it, rotate it like this. We'll not invert it. We will not invert it. We'll set it to screen like this. We'll grab that yellow layer here, copy this, go down here, put this in a group, paste, apply. There we go. We could say Caitlin, like real small here, or something like that. Or just up here in the top, or over here. You know, I don't know where to put her name. Do we need her first name? No. So we're gonna hide this for now. First name. Okay, we have our shadows. We've got this. I'm gonna group this together and type in main Clark. I don't think we're gonna use any other images of Caitlin for this. We've got, here's another star. We can just sort of add this as some sort of line down here at the bottom, which is sort of what I did in the past. Sort of like this. Here's another star. Maybe we make it sideways. I don't know. We're just sort of playing around. Maybe it's a texture element like that. All right, so then what can we put in the front? How can we hide this? That's what we're thinking now. We're gonna take this and just move it over a little bit like that. Save while we're at it. Boom. Super cool thermometer, right? All right, we're gonna just really... Actually, no, let's see how good Photoshop is. Well, first, actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use something to color correct this.
Curves.
So we're gonna say this is a neutral tone. This is white. Yeah, it's gonna bump it. Oh no, this sticker would be white. But if we hold down the Option key, it's gonna say, no, this is actually a lighter spot. So if we click like here, that's the lightest spot. I don't think there's anything that's actually black. The darkest area is probably over here, which is a shadow, or I guess it's this barcode. There, so this is sort of color corrected in terms of lightness. So we'll copy that together and we'll see what the select subject tool does. Good. It's gonna let me select the thermometer and get confused from there. So we'll use our other dear friend.
Quick select.
And we'll just do a little selection of this hand. Oops. I don't know what part of the hand I want. It's really sketchy. Because it's an illustration. So we can go in here. I'll grab some of the white. That looks pretty good. I'm probably going to add... Probably going to do this. And then just go like this and just hastily add it here. Make this larger. How do we want this? Do we want the thermometer like this? Like this is compositionally, we can't see the thermometer this way. Maybe if we make it larger. Like over here. And what if it's just in the background? Kind of like this, where it says 100, but then we can't see the hand. So let's get rid of that one. We've got it in our pocket if we need it. But like this thermometer would look better, even though this is a building. This kind of thermometer, like we just do this. But does that really work? No, I like the hand. The hand is nice. Maybe we put the hand in front. We just need to tweak it a little bit. So I'm going to grab a brush. I don't know. I've got these sand brushes. Where's the one sand? There's a better sand splash in here, I thought. It might be at the top. Yeah, this. Make it not a billion pixels. Large. Okay. So go in here kind of like this and just paint in where the finger should theoretically be. And it's not the best. This brush isn't the best for this. I'm sure there are much better actual, just like, oh, here's a charcoal brush. Just use this. But we're going to use this and then we can fix it after the fact. I'm going to draw this back in. We can actually also just like remove anywhere that's that background blue color too if we want. But we're just trying to draw in like a little bit outline of the hand here. Kind of like this. Like this. Like that's pretty decent. Let's put this in front of Caitlin. It's like, what if we have it shooting up like through here, kind of like this? But what is going on here? It's on top of her, right? Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I was doing here. Because we could have it go like through her arm. I'm gonna shove it in the corner here like this. And I'll mask it and give it a group. We're gonna take main Caitlyn here. And we're gonna brush around. So she's kind of coming through it. She's in front of it here, which is good, but then she's coming behind it. Put that to the group so I can move this around freely. This looks weird, right? I think this looks weird. How can we do this? How can we add this somewhere so it doesn't look busted? I don't know if we can. But it's a cool asset. That's the problem. What do you all think? We need to add Caitlyn in the face of is something that we need to tweak. Let me see if I can find on my computer some old inspiration stuff. So I think I got rid of a lot of them, but I think I saved some. Just because I was like, I can just find them again, you know? I spell her name wrong. Is it? It's not with a Y, is it? No, it's not with a Y. Yeah, I mean, you could just say Clark. I get what you're saying. Let me find... Oh, I bet it did autocorrect you. That makes complete sense. It's the worst. I moved a bunch of these over. It's fine. All right, what do we got here? I'm just trying to think of what elements I used over here. I like these. These are lines I drew. What I did in some of these, in a lot of these other back images, is I used, and actually I could probably do that here too. Let me take a look. Apply, apply. Get rid of this, select this, go here. Open this up. Hide, hide, delete. The lines in here I used. So for this, I'm going to... This is the key. So I'm going to use the worst tool in Photoshop ever. It's called the pen tool. I'm going to draw a nice little line. We want the fill to be nothing, and we want the stroke to be white, and we want the stroke to be like whatever it looks like. Maybe a little exaggerated. 40. Great. Then we'll also use this pen tool. Oops. I'm going to commit to that. Go here, to here, to here. And then we want to go here to here. Now, actually, we don't want to go here to here. We want to go... I'm going to go here to fill is white, stroke is 0. Give it a little bit of depth. Which is probably what I should do for this other one. Let's do that. I'll just make it be a little bit more plausible. Just kind of guessing where the line's going to go. You get a stroke of nothing, and then it will just sort of let me do this in the end. Okay, so we're going to hide everything except for these shapes we made. Image, reveal all, save. I need to put this here. See, so now it has the like realistic shadows of where she is, and it adds a little bit more realism to like where she is on the court, just with a couple of these lines added in here. It's really weird. See how it got rid of this camera raw? Like it's not. It was weird. Not realizing that it's a thing. So we'll take these lines that we just added, and we'll just give this a color overlay. And the color overlay is FFCDOO. CE, CD, or DC? CD. I got it right. Yeah, it's still doing it. Like, I think I'm gonna have to quit out. So we're gonna save and quit real quick. And then just reopen this immediately. Oh, sorry, it said Photoshop's not open anymore. I can't do that. Oh, it had to save as a PSV file. Of course it did. So we're gonna open that back up. It's opening, it's gonna pop up right here. There we go. Is this color overlay set to screen? Yeah, okay, that was the problem. Normal. Okay. Here's the thing with this. This is what this looks like. But I just need it to do this instead, and it's fine. There. There. We should probably make Dribble yellow, just because everything else is. Where's Dribble anyway? I even named it. Didn't I? I thought I renamed Dribble, so I know what it would be. When in doubt, oh god, I don't care, Siri. Right click. It's one of these. Levels? No. Oh, it's right here. Dribble. Paste. There. This is what we have. The face of women's basketball. We're going to put this in a container. So we're just going to search Indiana. And what are we looking for specifically? I can't tell you. Sports. I'm gonna search sports. Game. And we're gonna filter this to be like the 80s and 90s. Because this should give us video game stuff like this. Perfect. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of shape container to put that in. We could put it something basketball-like. That would make sense. Man, this would be really cool. Just to have the face of the game, you know? This wasn't any other face of the game. Don't have that though. Probably just gonna put it in like an oval. Kind of like a starburst, but not a starburst, because I don't want it to be like cheesy. I think I kind of just want to put a... Put it in like a circle like this. No fill, big fat circle. You could put it on a sticker, make it seem like it's on top of it. I don't know if that'll look good. You can also put it in a square and have something come off the edge or come down here. Because right now it's gonna look like this, which I don't think is what I want. Let's do this. Have this match a little bit better. I'm going to kind of figure out how I want this to look. A little bit more like this, and then instead of the text like this, no, that's fine. I draw a box, and the box is going to have... This is its main color, but... Why does it not look like it should? That is the question. It's not above this layer. This layer should be affecting it. Okay. Text. Rectangle. Paste. Okay. So that's the same. This dumb oval needs to be in here now. Underneath. And this is on top. Great. So we're going to take women's basketball, which is going to be on tippy top, like that. Looks weird, but that's correct. Just going to do one of these. Make a wacky looking little shape here. Make this a little bit smaller of women's basketball. Make this a little bit bigger. Kind of like that. Good. Okay, so then we can take this, grab this, drop this down here, drop this down here like this. Kooky shape. Rotate a little bit. Duplicate both of these. Grab this, go up here. Do this. Take the word the, put it on top of this one. Go like this. It's real funky. So that's the face of women's basketball. This just looks cooler than what it looked like before. And we'll put this behind Caitlin because we want a little bit of depth. Now we could introduce another color to this, like black, to accentuate some of this stuff, but we're not going to. I like how this looks. I like what we've got going on. Very two color. I'm gonna go up here to the top. So we've got all this other stuff we're gonna add, but I'm also gonna just add a gradient map.
Gradient map.
And we're gonna make it the colors we're using. Gradient map here, take this, grab this color, grab here, click here, paste. And then with these gradient maps, I like to just add the actual... I like to keep black and white on it to make it a little bit more realistic. But I mean, what am I trying to do here, you know, is the question. So this would go here. This would actually probably come out a little bit. I like that. I'm just going to set this to overlay or soft light to like 25%. What this is going to do is just going to tint it just a little bit. Glues everything a little bit together, but not like insanely. And it's easy to do. Okay, so everything else, these ephemeral items. Okay, back to our best friend here. I think we can have this guy in the background. I think that's how we can do this. Do this. Just put it here and set it to like multiply. Somewhere so we can see that there's a thermometer and it makes sense. But not that it's doing crazy stuff. So like I can replace this and put it up here like this. Now we could do something kind of fun. Which I will explain in a little bit. I'm blanking out on what I'm trying to do here. Nope, don't want that. Okay, we're gonna move this over. I clicked on too many things. We could change the text up top to say like heat check or something like that, and then like there's a thermometer and like kind of makes sense, like, you know, heat check sort of thing. But I kind of like this. The issue is it needs to be below Caitlin, but above her name. So right here. But then what do we do with this basketball? Maybe we just take this and we reverse it. So it says the face of women's basketball like this. That's an overlay, but we set it to like 50%. It's dark at the bottom because it's darker down at the bottom. This is the hoop, you know, maybe that's the hoop sort of thing. Just put this as a little textural element right here. We'll take dribble and then we'll just like make it upside down. Now it's fine. Just move it right there. You guys feeling the thermometer? I'm not feeling it right now. I want to put it behind the text. So it's there. We know it's there, but it's subtle. Yeah. If we do something like this. I think that's better. You see the 100, you kind of, it's just sort of an Easter egg now. It's like, what the heck is that? Oh, it's a thermometer? That's a good idea. Sort of what we completely intended from it, from the start. Kind of like that. I think that's better. What else can we add to this, and how can we edit this better? I'm gonna go into Caitlin here. We're gonna brighten these eyeballs up a little bit. Bright, bright. Mask, click, 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 click. This color, great, invert, B, grab, small, soft, brush, Paint, 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 paint. Her eyes are now black and white. Looks hilariously unnatural. Yep, we're gonna do a couple things in here. We're gonna go to curves then. Again, they're called what?
Curves.
And brighten these eyeballs up a little bit. And then we're gonna add tiny little happy little tree right here. And by happy little tree, I mean fake ass specular light. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Yes, I'd like to convert it to a smart object, and let's do 1 pixel. Great. Copy paste here. So now when we zoom out, she's got these delightfully sparkly eyes you can't even see. Because we need to go like this, and we need to go like this. We screen this, we multiply that, and it looks better. So now our eyes look better. I also do not like this anymore. I'm going to delete that. Okay. I also still don't like the color of her shoes, which we can fix. Go to adjustments, we're going to go to selective color, we're going to go to yellows. We're going to take away the cyan, and we're going to take away white even. It's going to brighten it up. Kind of like that. Okay. Still need to cover this up. We've got this basketball here. Now, do we do something like this? It made sense with the dribble. We could do... We could take the actual girl from this and just make her black and red, like this background color. Let's go back to like this inspiration we had. This is inspiration we had. There's some blurs in here we don't need to do. We can add a little bit of this bleed to some stuff, which would be pretty cool. We can do that at the end. Where's this? Here's another star. Star. I've just like added this to all of the these like little vintage graphics I've made. It's like the tagline, but not really. But I don't think it looks good there. Okay, so we've got a bunch of cool stuff. What else can we add to this to jazz it up? Let's take a look at the other ones I made. CP3. And Coco Golf. The Coco one works because I have her name in the background. It looks cool. It's a big shadow. Her shadow works really well with this. Play tennis. The motion of this ball. This logo, that logo, her name. It's the colors too. So we're going to take these. These are just shapes I made. So maybe we add in a little bit of an aspect of white. Look at that. Doesn't it look good? Looks so good. That's better. So she's dribbling this way. We can cover up the face. It's not going to do much. We can take this and make it not as big either. We can do like 35. Just gonna mess up the stroke a little bit. This is a custom stroke I made. Let's do 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. There we go. Just to show a little bit of motion. So she's coming down with it, kind of like this. So I don't really want to cover up that text though. She's kind of shoving out of the way. I guess her leg would be sweeping sort of like this. You can just take the end of this and put it like that. Kind of like that, except we make it a little bit shorter. And actually we put it on top of her for added depth. Then we take this ball and we put it up here, and then we just hide it right here. Let's say she passed it over to herself on the side. You know, I don't know. I think the thing that works so well though with this graphic that looks cool is we're using only yellow and we're using only red. Pretty much everything. So we had it kind of like that. We could blur her a little bit. That might work. There's this cool jump off offense thing I found. This is from a Rim Rockin' manual. I think there's one for defense. So I can like add this down here, but there are other ones in here. So this is offense to shoot jump. It's like a joystick. And there we go. Offense. Pass, swat, defense. So we take this. You can invert it. Give it this yellow color. Set it to screen. Or not set it to screen, but set it to this. It doesn't look as good though because it's on black. We need something that's white. This only works this way. And I found this cool Candace Parker text from something else. Let's grab the WNBA logo. It could be any one of these. Let's put that down here. Blow it up a little bit. We are going to make it yellow, but we'll give this a stroke around it. That's the background color like that. But I can't give it the same background color, so I'm going to hit create layer. It's going to give me a layer of that stroke, so I can copy this background shape we have and put it on there. It'll fit in perfectly. Kind of like that. Clark, the face of women's basketball. Logo. Fever. Only I had an Indiana Fever logo. Or many of them. What is this? Dang, I made this 2 years ago? Time flies. Hey look, an Indiana Fever logo. Probably want that one though. Grab the one I used. We'll grab the one I used in here. So I think it's one color. And since it's one color, that will allow me to use it. Pull, paste. Oh God. Just to do this. Fever. Bam. Where do I want to put this? I don't want to put it over there. I wanted to put it like here. Why does it look like that? See that? See what it's doing? Ah. That's better. There. We'll cover up her foot with the logo. Kind of like this. And then we'll take our thing. Where's our stroke? Right click, hit ellipse. Guess it is an ellipse. Kind of go like this and just manipulate the angle of this. So it does that. Great. Okay, so now we can go to the Fever logo. Nothing's labeled. Double click this, which is going to open up Illustrator, and we just need to make it the same yellow color, which we will do. Thanks again for joining me so far today. I start teaching again next week, so we'll see if I do one of these. I want to. We'll see how much energy I have, though, because honestly, even doing these, like later in the day, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of tired. Imagine that. I'm gonna new smart object via copy. Take away object, and I will be teaching VIS 1140 at Sinclair Community College, which is Photoshop and Illustrator. 8 weeks of Illustrator, 8 weeks of Photoshop. Pathfinder. Okay, that's in the same spot. I can just take this and then put it here, though. Then it's the exact same color. Great. Dribble is too close to the ball. Too close. Okay. So yeah, I'll be teaching that. I taught it last year. It was fun. So I'm going to teach it again. Okay, so we're going to take this text. And we're going to do that threshold thing I did before. So we're going to do threshold on top of it. We're going to put a layer of black below it. We're going to make it a little bit bigger like this. Now what this is going to do is it's going to give it a sort of more stamped look. So I'm blurring it right now. So if I blur it like 15, you can see it does that. So if we do like 10, it's still kind of sharp. But then we can give this a sugar. What is sugar? You can do this. So it has sort of this cool little look to it. We can do this to everything. Oh, her first name is gone. We don't need it anymore. Main Clark, this is the text. This is this, right? Can I just make this a group together? Yes, I can. We'll do the same thing here. I'm gonna copy all of these layers the same and then just delete the middle one and then just put this below. So it says face of, and then we just move this down here. Combine this together. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And then the more we blur it, the more weird it's going to look. Except I have a smart filter on, so it's only filtering part of it. So now it's blurred. It doesn't look like anything because I blurred it too much, which makes more sense. Two's a little much. Especially with this texture on top of it. I feel like 1.5. So now we're here, we set this to screen, we drop this on top of it, and we just go like that. So it's the face of women's basketball, Clark. It's just got a little bit of cool stuff going on to it. This top border, though, somewhere, this... Oop. The issue with this brush I made is I think I need to be dead center because of how big you can make brushes. Like you're gonna see on the edges here, this line. So to fix that, we can just rotate it, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay. A little bit of brushed. Nothing too crazy. We're actually gonna apply this to a lot of things. We're going to apply it to this. We're going to apply it to this. We're going to apply it to the back layer here. And we're going to apply it to Clark. And it might be too much. Yeah, it's a little too much. Okay, we'll disable it on. It kind of looks okay. It's one of those things I can just like kind of put it on top of everything, but we won't. Okay, well, we're gonna delete some stuff in here we just like have that are in here for no reason. We'll put. Here's another star. We'll put this somewhere else. Put it right here. Kind of in a random ass spot though. It's fine. I do kind of want to add something to the background. So we're going to do that. Let me just remove these layer masks real quick. I feel like how that says Clark a little bit better. I might just duplicate this top thing. And I feel like this text is a little too choppy. One thing we can do too is we can go to filter, pixelate, crystallize. And crystallize this like 3. It's just gonna make it a little chunky. Just a little crystallized to make it look a little bit more like it's printed on paper. Now the issue with crystallized though is, actually I might be able to set the opacity to be a little bit lower. Probably not. Oh, I did on the wrong one. So I'm paying attention here. Not too bad. Can only make it like 3 pixels smallest, so. Caitlin Clark, there's just something missing. I know there's so many women's basketball things I did not include. And I don't like how the text on covers up face that much. The good thing is this is all editable because of smart objects. And that's like the main thing I try to... It's one of the main things when we talk about Photoshop, especially when I teach, is like, hi, can you use this stuff? It's called smart objects. They're the best thing in the world. You're going to want to use them all the time. Please use them. Pretty much what I say. I've had there's probably a student in here now watching. I've had students pop in here before, some previous students. If you're in here, say hello. Yeah, the only time I do destructive editing is like filling in gaps of, there's like 2 or 3 instances. But you can still kind of do it non-destructively. Filter, pixelate, halftone, color. We'll do 6. Oh, it changed them. So it's like changed to like some default thing. And it looks super purple, which is kind of fun. And we're gonna set this to 33.333. The luminosity is set to 100, which I don't hate. I like to set it usually to 50. Let's set it to 69 because we can. This is kind of fun. What can we add to this though? You think there's anything? What do you think's missing from this right now? This area is weird. This I like. It's just like there's no background, you know? So like what? We put her in the background like this. She's right here. The thermometer is going in her mouth. You know, it all makes sense. Move the whole background with me on accident. Thermometer in the mouth. I know what we can do. To the archives. 22. Text. I'm like, she is 22, right? That's her number. I'm typing in random dates, by the way. 1950 to 1998. There's a 1.5 million results. All right, well, here's 22 brides, ACD, with the name 22.
I found some web results.
Oh.
I can show them if you ask again from your iPhone.
No Siri. Hey, Chris. How we doing? What are you damn sunning? Are you damn sunning the vintage vibes we got going on? Also, we have a problem. There. Now Chris is a moderator. Congratulations, Chris. I was like, why is he not blue? Oh yeah. I could have done a design for female Viking, and then did not because I didn't want to. I sold out and said, no, I'm going to do this instead. You can kind of tell this says 22, but not really. What happens if we do the old side slant? 22 does not add anything. I like it here. I think it's kind of fine. Just kind of hidden behind. It says 22. One thing I know this is a... Yes, you need to look at Internet Archive for all stuff. I do it all the time. Little details. Little textural details of stuff. Let me do this real quick. I always struggle with. I have a really nice... No, I don't want that. Is that gonna look better? Overall compassing, this is good. Where's the little stuff we can add though now? What little extra details can we add to make this look better? That's where we're at right now in this design, in my mind. Like, this is fine to post and be like, look, fun little thing. But let's hop on the old Pinterest. So like that snake thing we were looking at was like the inspiration of this. Yeah, I know. I don't want... I kind of like the red and yellow though. It does kill the contrast. But let's go ahead and let's add some white stuff in. Okay, we'll go back and revert some of this stuff so it's not white. So this is going to be white. This is white. The Fever logo, we can go back in, and that's actually all white anyway. Make this all white. So that's white, this is white. dribble we can make white again. Here's another star. Just a star. Make that white. Make the WNBA logo white. It's missing something. I get it. Let's make face. Oh, let's do this. We're gonna make, oh god, small. We're gonna make the circle white, but then the text is gonna, or the strike that, reverse it. We're gonna do this. I said strike that, reverse it in one of my classes, and someone said, isn't that from the new Willy Wonka movie? And I about failed them on the spot. I said, new Willy Wonka movie. How dare you? Oh, is really a high pass gonna kill it that much? I guess I do need to set it to overlay. I do what I want. Technically not wrong, yeah. Okay, I think what might change a lot of this is if I take this and do that. Does that look better? Look at it over here. I want the color to not be that. It's too white now, though. Oh, now you want me to add in some darkness. Oh, I completely screwed up this face part because it had dots in it. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Well, here's the thing is I want the jersey to contrast out. I see what you mean now. She needs to be wearing a red jersey for this to kind of make sense. I mean, one thing we can do is we can just go in here and just change this background color to not be red. It's also something we can do. Fever hex code. The fever code. Click. Click. Double click. Paste. Click. Paste. 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 Save. Go back. There. This changes the whole vibe of the graphic. For the better or for the worse? What do you think? Did it look better red? The red just catches the eye. Okay. Good, we all agree the red works better. The issue is I have it red. I think what I want to do is I want to add a color lookup of candlelight. Kind of like that. Inch this bad boy up a little bit more. Okay. So this was all inspired because of this, which is fun. We can do some of this and some of this text. We did a little bit of it here, but do that sort of bleed in together. Caitlin Clark. We can put some like stats here maybe. We'll go back to Pinterest and just look at stuff. See, we play, well, let me hit refresh. We'll play the game of find stuff we make. I don't know why Siri thinks I'm talking to her. Oh yeah, like this. Little things like this. little tiny details for the side. What is... look over here. Indiana Fever. Fever Rising. Actually, I know the whole reason we were doing this. Archive. That's probably not a good website to go to. Flames. Because I wanted flames for the background. Shoot. I wanted a textural element of flames at the bottom. Oof, oof. Oh god. That's... URLs. I want to search here. Oh, she broke the record for most rookie assists yesterday? Great. Could look up how many records she has and just put them on there. Little check marks next to it. It's a good idea. Huh? Okay. Sometimes this website's really slow. I want text. I like looking at text on here because like you'll get like catalogs of stuff. Oh good, some old Calgary Flame things. But like old catalogs for basketball supplies I found on there, really nice. Les Flames de Calgary. Boom. What am I looking for? Very, very slow internet is what I'm looking for. But hey, look, the chat is working. So we got that going on. And the viewers are working. I don't think the total subs are working though, because it should be oh, it's not working, is it? Oh, it stopped working since you got here. Actually. It's literally not working. It was working when Tyler said something, so that's weird. Maybe it was only showing me my mods. So like I want flame stuff like this. So we'll just sneaky sneak. Let me do this. I would say I don't have it on here. Hold on. Let me search for something real quick. I think I put it on a hard drive that's upstairs though. Let me log into my other computer. Yeah, my That's Fire, bro, thing no longer works. Because I moved it or something, so I gotta fix that. Flames. This is what I want. For this, how should I select this yellow? Quiz for chat. Quiz for chat you can't see because it stopped doing chat for no reason. Quiz is over. Miguel wins. Color range. Yeah, see, you guys are smart. Look how smart you guys are. You guys know the obvious. Duh, just do it this way. It's the easiest way to do it. Congratulations. Bam. And this. Probably could also use channels. Channels probably would work, but there's no yellow channel. I'd have to select the red and the green together. Copy paste. Oh, it'd be cool if I like put them like behind her, like Wile E. Coyote or something like that, you know? Where it's like here, but then we puppet warp it. So this comes up here and this. So like does this sort of thing. She comes screeching in. I think I'm gonna put the flames down here though. I think I want them to be like this line that I drew. So we're gonna group all this together. We're gonna give this the same thing so this goes away, and then this is gonna go. I need to make sure this is the same color though. 100% Miguel. It's exactly what I was doing. I was giving her DeLorean flames. Let's do a quick color overlay. I should have the right color selected, so I just need to align this up. Like this. There, see? Flames. That looks so much better with like just actual flames on it, and we'll do like -60 for bigger flames up front. Maybe. Adds a little bit of depth. Just a little bit like this. The star part is troublesome then, but we want this to be... messing stuff up. Ooh, this is in a weird group. Okay. This needs to be in front of her. Hello, Caitlin, where are you? Main Clark. So it's in front. So it's in front of her feet, like that. Depth-wise. Now, the star does not make any sense now down here. I might just get rid of this, which is fine. But this looks already cooler because I added these flames. We're going to add these to the back. I'm going to blow them up. Just set it to like overlay. Get rid of the color overlay. Okay, we'll do a color overlay of like a dark gray and then set it to overlay. Yeah. So then that'll be more fire that looks cool. And it's just fire. That's fire, bro. That's really what it would say. I don't have that on this computer anymore though. Let's have fire coming down from the, oh god, ceiling. Yeah, this looks so much cooler because I added that fire to this. It's so much cooler. We're gonna copy this actually, and then we'll go to our Clark text and we'll paste it here. Normal at 100%. Let's see what we're working with. Kind of like this. Set the fill to 0, but give it a stroke. If I give it a stroke that's black like that, or actually any color, it should look like that. And if we do center, ooh, center doesn't work. How bad does that look? Looks pretty terrible. Looks pretty terrible, I can tell you that. Let me duplicate this a couple times. Clear layer style. Group these together. Fill of 0. Group these together, take them, select modify smooth 10, smooth it out. It's just, where does this stroke go? It doesn't look good. Center doesn't look good. Okay, well, we tried. Doesn't work out. What we can do instead, though, is grab the normal one, put it up here like this, and set it to multiply. And we can do this. Oh, you can barely see that. I want it to be subtle though, so that's good. The face of women's basketball. Okay. Let's just look at real quick. Caitlin Clark records. See what this is. Caitlin Clark list of records WNBA. She's got a couple. Was this updated like today? Yes, good. What else is in here? Nope, nope. Let's do this. Okay. So then right here we'll add some facts, and we'll add them in Helvetica. Bold. We'll make them like 9 on 10. And we'll make them all lowercase. And we'll make them all yellow. FFCD00. Okay, some of these I don't want though. I just kind of highlighted everything. Don't need that. Don't need that. I don't know what any of these are. Okay, we don't need that. We don't care about votes. We care about this. Care about all this stuff. But it's going to be real small. Kind of to the point where you can't read it so small, which is fine. Do I want checks? I kind of want little flames next to it. I wonder if I can take one of these. Set this to be like 5%. Rotate this a little bit and just sort of. Jeez, that's a lot. You know, go like this with it, except maybe we do it a little bit smaller. Let me just turn this into a smart object. And then we turn it into another smart object so I can make it smaller. And then this is gone. We got it. Okay. find it. We're almost done. We're just gonna add. Where are these flames at? Oh, they're up here on the very top. That's why it looks really busted. Put it below all this stuff. There we go. Okay. Take this and we'll just flip it around. So they're not the same. Kind of warp it up like that. Does that make sense? It doesn't really make sense, does it? Doesn't really look like fire. Kinda does. Maybe we just do this. I don't care what these numbers are. I'm just gonna do this. Get rid of any punctuation. Drop this down. I don't know why it's not working. I hate when that happens. Just like, no, we're not gonna do what you want. We're actually gonna put these in the center, which doesn't really make sense, but it does. I'm just gonna put this just above the basketball, which is apparently very far up. What's the... Oh, okay. I need to drop these down below Caitlin. I put it in the same... I put it... This just needs to go down here. Just... There. Okay. Group here. This. I'm gonna make this a lot smaller. Because it can be just sort of illegible, but not really. Okay, tracking. We're gonna have tracking. Someone did this the other. They're like -30. We're gonna combine this together. We're gonna do our threshold thingamabob. Like this. So we're going to take this, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, convert to smart object, 1. We go up to adjustments, threshold. I think there's a different way of doing this. But I don't know the way. Ooh, don't like that. I'm gonna do an outer glow of white that's set to normal at 100%. Kind of like that. Then we'll take our other color fill area down here, drop it. Like it's hot. You guys feeling these flames? I don't know if I'm feeling these flames. If you look down here, I guess they are flames. I think they just need to be shifted up. Kind of like that. It's real busy on this side. It's not busy at all over here. Let's make this even smaller. All right. About 3:30. We've been going. How long have we? 2.5 hours. What else can we do? Let's add a little bit of color to the main Caitlyn. Main Clark. Okay, we're just gonna add this on top. Like this. We're gonna delete this. We're gonna have it only affect. Yeah. Sort of her skin like that. Just making sure I don't have any actual work that needs to get done. I like how that looks. Not really. I think we're at a good, like, sort of at a good stopping point, though, for the day, for how long I've been working on this. I've got a couple things I need to get done. So we'll just do some of these final edits again. Oh, God. I'm hitting wrong buttons, guys. Filter. Oh, I opened up Bridge, which is just going to break everything. Hold on, let me just quit out of Bridge. Color halftone. 6. Negative 100. My brain is not working right now. $269 because we can, because we're hilarious. It's gonna look like this. This is what we've got cooked up for today. I think this is fun. I think it'd be cool if this was like mocked up on a like magazine or something like that. Wonder if we could just like mock this up on a wall or something. Make it look cool. This is bugging me down there. Should probably fix that, but I'm not going to. So, cool. All right, I think we're gonna stop here. I think this is a pretty good spot. I like how this looks. Let me just take a quick look at some of this camera raw editing. Let's just see what I did here. Oh, see, the color grading I could probably tweak to be a little bit better. Give it a little bit more of a vintage vibe. What happens if I do that? Just tweaks the color just a little bit. Vibrance is good. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm going to save this, post this on Instagram for you and Twitter, and all the good places. Let me look at something real quick. Does that look normal? Like, that should be... That doesn't look right. Well, actually, since that's white now... Shoot. Okay, hold on. Actually, since this is white, I don't know if we need this anymore. Let me give this a stroke. Like a tiny stroke like that, yeah. Create layer. Just put this on top of it like that. It's a little bit, that looks just a little bit better, a little tighter. All right, we'll mock this up on a magazine. It's not gonna be the right size, that's the only issue. It's like, I'm gonna be like, okay, here you go. I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, that's what I thought, it's gonna break everything. Quit, save, quit. Okay, let's take a quick look at Envato. Download this. It's just the first one I saw. Be the right size. It's not the right size. That looks bad. I'm not gonna do that. It's fine. Okay, cool. Thanks for joining me today. Hopefully I can do this for you guys next week. We'll see with me teaching how much energy I have left. But if you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see on the stream, let me know ahead of time. That way I can get some photos cut out beforehand so we can save some time on that and get you the real nitty gritty of just making cool stuff. If you aren't already, make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Adios.